Hello, everybody. It's Daniel speaking, an English teacher. Today is another day where I'm publishing next version or next episode of our Emotional English podcast, the podcast where you learn English effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively, right? That's the main point here. So I'm gonna do some great activities with you guys today, okay? So first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna practice some vocabulary of activity and action. As always, I will read the topic or I will read the text or statement, and then I will ask you some questions related to this text or content, all right? And you will help me with this, right? So you will try to answer, to react, and then you will try to memorize the word, okay? Every single time while I'm reading the content, I'm describing you all, hard words in the raw. So if you can understand me, what I'm saying right now, you're probably pre-intermediate speaker or higher, right? So if you're a pre-intermediate speaker, it's absolutely great that you're here, okay? You can evolve pretty quickly. Evolve means your evolution gonna be really quick. You just need to listen more and more and go deeper and deeper to our lessons, and you will increase your knowledge and your success with English drastically. Drastically means a lot, okay? Like super big, super a lot. Positive experiences are coming to your life, right? So let's begin. Vocabulary of activity and action. I will read you a sentence and then we'll go deeper and we'll kind of discuss the new vocab inside of this sentence, right? So using swift, agile movements, the quarterback escaped several tacklers until he found a receiver and completed the touchdown pass, right? So I will read this one again. So we're talking here, we can understand that it's the American football, right? American football topic. So I finished one time reading, and then I will read one time more to go a little bit deeper. Using swift and agile movements, the quarterback escaped several tacklers until he found a receiver and completed the touchdown pass. Okay? Pretty simple, but we have to face a couple words here at the beginning. Using swift and agile movements, right? What does it mean? Swift and agile movements. Just imagine all different types of sport. They have pretty fast. I know they're running, they are jumping, and all movements there are kind of fast, right? So these words like swift and agile, they're very related to the word quick and easy, okay? So agile movements, swift movements, fast and, maybe with a lot of technique inside, right? So that's very important. Using swift, agile movements, right? Pretty fast and, quick and easy moves. The quarterback escaped several tacklers. Tackle, it's the person who is kind of pushing the guy when he has a ball, right, in his hands, right? So it's very important for tackler to tackle the guy with the ball in American football. So and the idea of a quarterback is to pass, right? To give a nice pass and complete the touchdown with another player, right? So he's throwing the ball, and receiver, it's another player who is kind of catching the ball. He's trying to catch the ball and be in the touchdown area or as close as he can, okay, to the touchdown zone. It's the idea of American football, to push the ball closer to the touchdown area, okay? So using swift and agile movement, the quarterback escaped several tacklers. So it's not one tackle, right? It's several tacklers, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 tacklers, right? Or 5 tacklers, whatever. Until he, it means quarterback, found a receiver, the guy who is catching the ball, and completed the touchdown pass. So finally, he's throwing the ball and touchdown pass completed, right? If the receiver caught the ball, right? So that's the idea. So now I will try to read this one again, and I will ask you questions right now, okay? I need your reactions immediately, okay? So using slow and, unfamiliar, some kind of crazy movements, the quarterback escaped several tacklers, or he did that pretty quick and easy and, with a nice quality. What do you think? Of course, he did it with agile movements, right? With swift moves, right? It means that pretty fast, like quick, right? And easy moves, right? Because every American player do a lot of routine, right? Routine means a lot of training, right? And when you do a lot of training, you must to know that agile movements are necessary, right? While you're playing, you have to show the full potential of yourself, right? So you have been training for a long time, and now you had been training for a long time, and now you're kind of showing what you got, right? So you're showing your swift and agile movements, and then the quarterback, he's training a lot with the ball. He's throwing the ball, and the receivers, they're catching the ball, right? So he finally did what? Let's see. So the quarterback throwing the ball to the receiver or to the tackler. Yeah. So not the tackler. Tackle the people, right? Pushing the person, right? Or fighting with them, right? Trying to be very close to the guy and push him badly, right? But receiver, receiving the ball or catching the ball, right? So the quarterback throwing the ball to the receiver or tackle. To the receiver, of course, to the receiver. And, the idea of every quarterback is to complete the touchdown pass or to complete the, just the pass, random pass. It doesn't matter in which direction you're throwing the ball. What do you think? Of course, maybe it sounds very stupid, but of course, quarterback must complete his touchdown pass as close to the touchdown line as he can, all right? It's very important. So as closer you are, as better, meters you have, or in American football, it's yards, right? As more yards you got. So it's very cool. Maybe you're not a big fan of American football, but I can tell you it's a very cool game. It's like chess. So highly recommend you guys to watch American football on TV, okay? It's really cool. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. We can use these words in a different situation as well, right? Different situations. Let's see, agile movements. Karate. Imagine the karate, right? Karate, it's like, Kia! Right? The guys who are like training every day and sometimes they fight with each other. So they're trying, it's a martial art, right? So martial art, when you are training and you do very slow movements there, or you do very agile movements, very fast and, quick movements. Of course, in almost all martial arts, you have to act very quickly, right? So you use agile movements, okay? We got it all? All right, so let's go to the next statement, next situation, and the next vocabulary list, okay? As soon as the race car came to a stop, the pit crew began to bustle about, changing the tires, cleaning the windshield, and filling the tank. All right? So the area of using here is, imagine Formula One, right? It's a big event, racing event, right? So as soon as the race car came to a stop, the pit crew, it's the guys who are helping the racer, right? The pit crew began to bustle about changing the tires, cleaning the windshield, and filling the tank. Let's start from simple things, right? So they're bustling, right? They're bustling, or they start to bustle what? They're changing the tires, right? they are cleaning the windshield and filling the tank. So these actions are important for the racer, right? So what does it mean, tires? You have every car has wheels, right? So these wheels have to be changed, right? So these kind of pit crew changing the wheels, changing the tires, not the whole wheel, right? Only the tires, this top case, right? It's like a pillow for the wheel, all right? It's not a Flintstone car, right? When the guy uses a stone for the wheel, right? You have tires, this rubber material covered and filled with air, right, inside. And you can drive smoothly that way, right? When you fill your tires with air. So these tires, they're kind of protectors, right, for your wheels. Very nice thing. Next, windshield, right? It's this, like mirror, front mirror in your car, right? Just imagine you sit as a driver and you see the mirror. This mirror in front of you, it's a windshield, okay? So it's like protecting your car from the wind, and you feel comfort, you feel joy while you're driving because you don't feel any wind inside. That's why it's like they call it windshield. And interesting moment here, why it's called windshield. Imagine a different, convertible car, without the roof, right? Without the rooftop. And it's not just the sedan, it's the convertible, right? You have no rooftop. And this, like this mirror in front of you, right? This window, let's say not mirror, window. It's not a mirror. Sorry, guys. It's windows, right? These windows, which you see, it's a windshield, right? Because it protects you from the wind while you are driving the convertible car. So that's another reason why they call it windshield. Next thing is filling the tank, right? Every single car can't go anywhere if the car has no gasoline inside of the tank. So the place where you put, where you kind of fill the tank, the gasoline is the tank, right? It's like a bowl, right? It's like a bowl. It's like a big, not jar, but okay, what is that? It's like a big place for pretty empty, pretty wide, maybe 40 liters or 50 liters space for your gasoline, okay? You're not putting water there. It's only for gasoline, because without the gasoline, the car cannot go further, okay? Let's start again. I will read this one again. As soon as the race car came to a stop, the pit crew began to bustle about changing the tires, cleaning the windshield, and filling the tank. All right? So the last word here and the hardest one is to bustle. What does it mean? To bustle. To bustle means to do something very busily or quickly, right? When you look at the person, you say, oh man, this guy is pretty busy, When you moving busily, how, right? It means that to do something, to bustle, right, about something, right? So you're kind of overstressed, super busy, and you can't do anything else, right? You just super concentrated on your every move, okay? Because for the racer, every second is important, right? And these people, they are bustling there, okay? They are bustle about everything, about changing tires, cleaning the windshield, right? Filling the tank. They're doing it very quickly. They're moving busily, okay? They're super busy. Well, the whole crew, the whole pit crew is super busy, okay? That's the case. And now I can start and I can read this, situation one more time, and I will ask you a couple questions, right, related to it. As soon as the race car came to a stop, the pit crew began to bustle about changing the tires, cleaning the windshield, and filling the tank. Okay? So my first question to you is, how do you call the people who help the racer, right, during this kind of race, right? So how do you call this crew? Okay, it's the pit crew, right? The pit crew. And the pit crew helps whom? The driver, right? The driver. So the driver kind of driving the car, and the pit crew, they're helping him to drive effectively, right? So they're caring about what? So they're all times bustle about what? They bustle about changing the boxers, t-shirts, and dresses. No. They're not bustle about it, right? Girls bustle about it. But, the pit crew during the race, bustle about changing the tires. And give me 2 more options. What do they do there? They are changing the tires. They are cleaning what? The windshield, right? This top window, right? And filling the tank, right? With what? With gasoline, right? Gasoline for as a liquid, right? For the car, right? As food for the car. Great. So, who cleaning the windshield? Who filling the tank? Who changing the tires? The pit crew, right? And who is driving? The racer, right? The racer. But these people, both probably, they're super busy, right? They're bustle about a lot of things, right? To bustle, to move very busily, right? Very quickly, right? In a very energetic and busy manner, okay? Just memorize this word. And the last one here, okay? Juanita dawdled all weekend, so she find herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday. All right. Juanita dawdled all weekend, so she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday. All right. So, first of all, what this kind of story is about, right? Juanita is a girl or a boy? Probably she is a girl, right? And she dawdled all weekend, right? It's a new vocabulary. Nobody knows what's that. To dawdle, right? And the spelling is kind of crazy here. Just write it down. D-A-W-D-L-E-D. Dawdled, okay? Dawdled. Juanita dawdled all weekend. Wow, what does it mean, right? Nobody knows. Okay, let's go next. She found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday, all right? So she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday. So in the end, right, of the weekend, right? So she dawdled all weekend. So she did something probably not good, right? So she wasted her time all weekend. So she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday, all right? So as it sounds pretty familiar for you guys, I think it's pretty obvious here, right? Most Russians, they know the word procrastination, right? So Juanita, right, so had a lot of procrastination, right? So she dawdled all weekend, so she procrastinated a lot, and then she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday, all right? It's like 12 a.m. or p.m., midnight. 12 a.m. or p.m. What do you think? It's 12 p.m., right? 12, no, of course not 12 p.m. A.m., right? 12 a.m., it's 0000, and it's very dark outside. It's a midnight. Just memorize it. So the Juanita dawdled all weekend, so she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday. Is it good to dawdle? Is it good to dawdle? Guys, just color this word. When you dawdling, is it good or bad? Of course it's bad, right? Because you're wasting time. Some people like to play computer games. Some people wasting their time watching series. Some people just ignoring life and just walking. So procrastinating, right? So it's not good. So the word dawdle is not a good thing at all. So you procrastinate, you're wasting time, you're getting very slow, right? So that's the case of this word. So Juanita dawdle all weekend, right? So she found herself doing her homework at midnight on Sunday. So next day, she will be drowsy or she will be fresh and nice and, full of energy. What do you think? Of course not. Of course, she's not gonna be full of energy. She's gonna be sleepy and drowsy. Why? Because what she has been doing for whole night. She has been doing her homework, right? So she dawdled all weekend. She has been doing her homework for whole night, and that's why she's gonna be pretty sleepy and drowsy. The drowsy, it's a synonym for the sleepy, right? So when you feel not good in the morning, you wake up at 6 a.m. and then you're like, oh man, I feel drowsy and sleepy, right? It's like all combined together. So without an energy, right? That's the meaning. So Juanita dawdled all weekend. So she found herself doing her homework at that weekend time, at the beginning of the weekend or at the end, right? At midnight on Sunday. All right, she found herself doing her homework not at the beginning of the weekend, right? At the end, at midnight on Sunday, right? It's almost next day. It's almost Monday. It is Monday, right? When you have midnight, it means 0000 of Monday, right? Of Monday. It's pretty dark outside, and you have to go to school, this day while you're working on it. So that's crazy. It's very bad for Juanita. She's going to be drowsy and sleepy next day. Okay, so Juanita. So she dawdled all weekend, all right? Just memorize this word, to dawdle, to waste your time, to spend your time ineffectively. Let's say to procrastinate a lot, right? It means dawdling, the process of wasting time, right? So that's the case. Okie dokie. And now let's see the whole revision set, right? So the first word was agile movements, right? So we had the beautiful quarterback, right? He escaped several tacklers until he found a receiver, right? And completed his touchdown pass, right? So he used swift and agile movements, right? These beautiful, quick and easy movements, agile movements, right? While you're training, right, somewhere, while you're playing football, right? You use agile movements, right? You want to be fast, you want to be quick, and you want to do all moves very easy, right? In an easy way, right? It's an agile movements. They are kind of full of understanding what you're doing and why, right? So it's an agile movements, right? Swift movements. All right. Second one is bustle about, right? So when you see that the person is very busy, right? He's moving pretty busily, right? Let's say, imagine the waiter, right? So he bustle about tables, clients, the new dishes coming up, right? About the menus, about a lot of things, right? And so you just need to be careful with the waiter because he's kind of overwhelmed all the time, right? He bustle about a lot of things, right? So, or the professor, right? The professor bustle about his students, right? About his lectures, right? He's preparing the materials, right? And he prepared the material and everything else, right? About exams, right? So students are kind of bustle about the session, right? Or the exams or whatever, like tests. It could be everything, right? So bustle means to move busily or to look kind of super busy, right? While you're bustling, it means that you're moving pretty busily and you're acting as a busy guy, right? So, the successful business people, they're bustling a lot, right? So why? Because they have a lot of work and they have maybe not enough time, right, to realize or to start their own project, and they want to be first. That's why they have to bustle it, right? They have to move busily. So that's the case. Okay, and the next word is dawdle, right? Dawdle. So this girl, Juanita, dawdle all weekend, right? I dawdle all weekend, and I've just posted this beautiful podcast today on Monday. So sorry about that. But I was super not busy. I was not bustling there, okay? So sorry about that. I just had a crazy, lazy day, okay? So I spent the whole day on the couch. I was watching series. I was kind of feeling super lazy. I was procrastinating for a whole day, right, on my Sunday, right? And it was crazy. But it's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to be lazy, right, and to procrastinate. I'm not perfect. but nobody is perfect, right? I guess. I hope. So I dawdle, right? I dawdled all weekend. My bad. Have you guys dawdled all weekends? I hope no. I hope you were studying, pretty hard, right? With English, with other routines, right? So it's kind of important to be productive, right, in our life. It's vitally important. Vitally means very important, right? Vitally important to be productive in life. All right, and that's kind of all, right, for today. So these three situations which we faced, pretty enough. It's almost 25 minutes here, right? So let's conclude our conversation. And as always, I highly recommend you guys to watch, to listen, to read a lot of English topics, right? Why I recommend you that? Because while you're practicing, while you're reading, while you're kind of writing down your essays, while you're blogging in English, while you're doing anything, you are growing as pretty quickly. Trust me. If you're gonna do your English practice every day, like 1 hour, 2 hours a day for 1 year, man, you're gonna be fluent. Trust me, you're gonna be fluent because the idea is practice. It's all about practice and experience, right? You need to find the right program, right teacher, or the right book, and do your job, right, as more as you can. And believe in yourself, right? Believe in yourself. Be productive. Don't dawdle all weekends, right? Just do your job as more and as you can, and you will succeed in English, okay? So thank you for watching. Oh, not watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you to be with us today. It's very important for me, guys. If you do have any feedbacks, right, about our podcast, please let me know on my Instagram page, right? It's Bondarison. Please subscribe, and you can watch there plenty of new videos, right, which I'm publishing every week about English, about vocabulary, right, how to use it in a good way. So, and as always, yours. My name is Daniel, and I'd love to be with you guys today. Thank you for all, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.